I just love metal, bro. I love shredding and headbanging and doing the horns. Fucking metal, bro. Welcome to Daily Metal, where every day a different metal album gets dissected for your sadistic listening pleasure. I'm the heavy metal lawyer, Emma, and in this show, I'll talk about why the music in these albums are so good, where they fall in the history of music's most wretched genre. On July 4th, 1986, Phoenix thrash founders Flotsam and Jetsam put on their denim, leather, and bullet belts and made the classic album Doomsday for the Deceiver. Flotsam and Jetsam perfectly encapsulated the transition from the new wave of British heavy metal to thrash metal. The guitar in the album is almost 100% thrash metal, whereas the vocals sound more like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest rather than Metallica or Slayer. And why should they have to choose one kind of metal over another? One of my favorite things about this album is how great of an introduction it is to metal, both because of that diversity of musical elements, but also because of how many of the metal's most prominent thematic tropes are featured in the album. The sexually charged nature of the lyrics is somewhat reminiscent of hair metal like Motley Crue or even glam rock like Slade. And when you look at early pictures of the band, it's clear that they at least wanted to emulate some of that style. The album starts with the track Hammerhead with a somewhat confusing metaphor. Is the woman a hammerhead shark? If so, how does the innuendo at the end, give me the hammer head, make any sense? But sharks are, of course, a great trope in metal, from hair metal band Great White to Municipal Waste song Terror Shark. The song Fade to Black is about execution, pulling from multiple different methods in the lyrics. The axe will drop, the needle will push, prepare for shock. Execution and executioners are everywhere in metal, from agoraphobic nosebleeds, The Executioner versus the Sodomite, to the Razor album Executioner Song. And of course, that album cover has a guitar that looks like an axe, which brings us to the next Flotsam and Jetsam track, She Took an Axe. Axes are everywhere in metal, from the band Axe Grinder to Power Trip's The Executioner's Tax Swing of the Axe, to Axe to Fall by Converge, to the plethora of bands that have axes as props in their live shows, like Viking metal band Amon Amarth. One day, I will do a video about Amon Amarth, but I don't think you're ready. The song Metal Shock explores the idea of a nuclear holocaust, which of course you also see in bands like Nuclear Assault and Nuclear Death Terror, and songs like Nuclear Deterrence by Insect Warfare. Both the songs Desecrator and ULSW are about women as deceivers, which, surprise, surprise, was most commonly a theme in the earlier years of metal when it was most male dominated, with songs like Black Summer by Nightwing and Lazy Women by Legend. And then there's the song Der Fuhrer. Oh boy. I mean, don't worry, this isn't a pro Nazi track. My solemn pledge is that I will never give any publicity to any band that even hints at fascist beliefs. But yeah, basically there are three kinds of metal songs about the Holocaust and Nazis. The aforementioned straight-up Nazis, who we will never be talking about. The anti-fascist songs of bands like Napalm Death and Sepultura. And the songs that just use the Holocaust as yet another evil theme for their music about evil things. Der Fuhrer decidedly fits into that third category, cataloging the horrors of Nazi Germany and then ending meekly with a "Hope he never lives again," which it's kind of funny how bad that is. Unfortunately, there are plenty of these kinds of songs in metal, from Slayer's infamous Angel of Death to Campo de Extermino by Holocausto, a Brazilian thrash metal band. For some reason, thrash metal bands in particular are really prone to these appropriative uses of the Holocaust. So yeah, that was really the track the band decided to end this album with, which sure was a choice. But please don't let that dissuade you from listening to the album. It's a great introduction to the style and themes in metal that are still prevalent today. So, what's your favorite trope in metal? Do you think this album could have used more Vikings or wizards or zombies? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, please subscribe so you can find out what the metal album of the day is, why it is so brutal, and where it fits in the history of the genre.